Start speaking. Flags, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little? Here. Mr. Nagy?
Here.
Mr. Villalobos?
Present.
Mr. Caper?
Present.
Mr. Stick?
Present.
Mr. Brittingham?
Here.
Mr. Wolkeny?
Here.
Mr. Mager?
Here.
Mr. Carnahan is absent. Mr. Becker is absent. Mr. Rushton?
Present. Thank you. Public comment? Public comment twice. Public comment 3 times. Okay, we'll move on. Approval of the minutes of November 26, 2024. Motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little? Yes. Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes. Thank you. VIPS report?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hi, Tim.
In front of you is the November hours for the VIPS unit. See, everyone made hours except for one, which I will get to in a moment. We had a total of 3 call-outs, 2 accidents, 1 utility problem, and then 11 details for the month of November. Any questions? Well, I'll move on. I have for your approval Mr. Steve Van Diver, Victor 8, his resignation letter. You guys should have received that in the packet or emails. I think it was a separate email. You guys got it? Okay, I was waiting for your approval of accepting his resignation letter.
Okay, motion to accept the resignation of Steve Van Diver.
I'll
So-
make that motion.
I'll second.
Sorry.
Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little? Yes. Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have for you.
As always, thank you for your service.
Well,
Have great holidays.
you too.
Police Department.
So in communications, there's a number of press releases, advisories that are also online. social
You've been
media.
busy.
Yeah, for some busy times and some wild times. So just want you to be aware of all of that. Charges have been filed on everybody, and that everything's been taken care of there, so. Outside of that, we received a thank you from the Taylor Ice Festival that we took care of, helped out with weekend before last. So that's included in there. Let's see, there's a lot of order here. There's a, in your packet too, it's an email from Kirsten Smith. She just received a kind of a thank you, praise, if you will, for our warming shelter, which was opened up on Thursday, December 6th for an individual that was without power and was needing a place, you know, for warmth and shelter. And my understanding is they weren't here very long, but they did come here, and officers let them in, and they were grateful, said that they were very professional and kind, and I just wanted to, you know, send a thank you, which they did do. So.
That's great.
And we had actually just posted that on social media, and I sent out that rave alert too, because you know, it was during that really cold.
I think the trustee's office is another.
Yeah, I usually include them, the town hall trustees, but yeah, so we don't get calls very often for it, but when we do, it's important to have, so. As far as communications, I think that was it. So, yeah, that's all on communications.
Okay, then we'll move to number 4, finances.
So that should be also in your iPad, online report. We are at the end of the year, so, you know, we were making some purchases, you know, to close out the books, if you will. POs are closed. So we were doing a lot of vehicle maintenance and repair purchases, tire purchases, that kind of thing for year end, close out the POs. So most of that's just what you're gonna see is mostly relevant to vehicles again. Some armor purchasing for the armory and for firearms, that sort of thing. Armor purchases to get things taken care of before everything was closed out. So that's what you're gonna see on there. Nothing extravagant, nothing outside of mostly vehicles. A couple big ones again. Just the cost of having vehicles repaired is just way out there, just crazy. So that should cover that. Purchasing of vehicle repairs, let's see. So under, I guess under purchasing or financing, if you will, Sarah did write a K-9 grant for the MAC Foundation, which is that training facility out in Valparaiso. It was a grant that was available for some monies that can be used towards training for the K-9. So it was pretty much a form-filled grant plus a letter, and Sarah took care of that to submit that. So we'll see, you know, what happens.
Good.
So that's on there. And every little bit helps. If we were able to get it, we could put it, you know, every bit of it towards training. Just so you're aware, at tomorrow's meeting, tomorrow evening's town council meeting, we're going to do a quick presentation and kind of a thank you and a photo shoot. It was supposed to be CSX and the Crown Point Community Foundation, but CSX can't make it. This was a grant that Doug Machock had written previously for, and we spoke about at these meetings, the gas mask filters that need to be replaced. So we got that grant and that money for that, so we just want to thank them appropriately and do a, you know, quick photo. That'll be tomorrow evening at the beginning of the meeting. Kind of out of order a little bit. It's in, I don't know if it was included in your packet. If we go back to the Taylor Ice Fest, did you get included this spreadsheet or the breakdown of the Taylor Ice Fest and the costs associated with the department? And that's a town function, you know, so it's, but we just wanted you to be aware of the hours and that were spent, you know, for that festival. So, you know, it's part of, you know, part of where our money goes, so. Yeah, that's all I had on finance.
Okay, staffing.
So, Milan's still an FTO, he's doing good, he's worked days today, so he's moving along. Hopefully the first of the year we'll have a good report for you, and I don't see any problems there. We're still down 3 individuals that are off the schedule for same reasons we previously spoke about. So we're making it work, even though we're short 3 people in addition, you know, to other shortages. Nothing new on the potential opening for 2025 in a retirement, so there's no update to give you on that. I haven't heard anything. You know that we posted fake applications for that, and originally the possibility of hiring another individual in 2025, so just, you know, we'll take those applications and see what we get and where we're going into 2025. At least we'll be prepared and ready for that. She actually brought up the injuries that she's seeing from these, from the hands-on defensive tactics and the concerns that other departments also have. So we're not the only ones, and it's already, a conversation that's out
It's
there.
a problem.
Good.
Yeah, so, yeah. But that report was included just, you know, it's been a long time since, well, the first time I've ever had a personal visit like that. And it was really kind of cool talking to her. She's a retired Indy Metro officer, and does training too, and she would like to be invited to come up and do training with us. And she was really cool, has a lot of information. There's a lot of free training too that they offer as well that we could utilize. So we're gonna keep in touch with her, so, just wanted you to be aware of that. All of the performance evaluations, I signed one of them just today, so I'm pretty sure most of them, if not all of them, are done for the end of the year, that we spoke about, so they'll be in everybody's file.
Would you like to, say the first of the year, at an executive session, would that be a good time to?
Well, it's a lot.
Pardon me?
It would be a lot, but it's up to you.
Well, I was just wondering if something that we're all aware that you're doing that, and it would either be that we'd have to do it like 2 at a time, or
Yeah, I mean, it could be done.
something to think about.
Yeah, it could be done.
Just like, you know, after the meeting, you know.
Sure.
We could be in executive session.
Yeah, we can handle that, you know.
And kind of just do a brief summary, you don't have to
Right.
do every nut and bolt.
I think we could handle that. Sure.
Okay.
So, that's it for that category. We're going to training.
Okay, training, please.
So again, end of the year kind of stuff, nothing spectacular. For November, we had the defensive tactics hosted by our instructor. Defensive tactics, which is where our officer got injured in the Winfield. We had some SWAT training, and then we had the mandatory town ethics training that a good majority of us attended. So that sums up training for November. Ready for equipment?
Okay, yes, please.
So on the 2024 cars, the third one will be done tomorrow, which leaves us just one more. And who knows if that'll get done before the end of the year because of the holiday. And the last car has the most work to be done to it, so.
That's a regular patrol car?
Yeah, so there's more that goes into that. So that's where we're at on the 2024 vehicles. That's really it on equipment.
Okay.
As far as, there's nothing else we're really doing with anything that's,
And then, Pennington's vehicle?
yeah, still a lot of work was involved in that, tremendous amount of work, and, some, hard to get parts, so we're chugging along, but that's kind of, you know, is what it is. It was a lot of work. If that vehicle had been totaled, we wouldn't see it till, you know, see a new vehicle for who knows how long, so I'm still grateful it wasn't totaled.
What about Tomco's vehicle that was recently involved?
No,
Not
that
that
wasn't
Chase?
Yeah, that wasn't Tomco's. So yeah, the recent pursuit, which was an extremely low-speed pursuit, there was almost no speed in it at all. He went into a subdivision off of Klein Avenue, and it was a dead-end street. And as he was turning around to come out, he more or less sideswiped the front of Miller's car. So, because Miller was initially the lead car in the pursuit when it started here in Cedar Lake. And I say pursuit, but again, it was just basically following a, you know, slow-moving individual that was refusing to stop. And on his way out, he sideswiped the front of Miller's car is just, bumper, cover, cosmetic, nothing structural, nothing, we're actually, as of today, started the process of getting a quote, but we're actually just gonna keep driving it until we get everything in and get everything in place. That way it's not down. 'Cause, you know, the downtime is obviously, you know, the bigger issue for us. In addition to that, we had another really minor incident in a parking lot, with one of our trucks. Kilgore was working at the Red Cedars School, and he was parked inside working, and a lady backed into the side of the truck and took off. She knew she did it. Somebody told him that his truck appeared to be hit because there was parts laying on the ground from her car, and we found her, and she had insurance. It's cosmetic as well, and we'll do the same thing with that. We'll order in parts, you know, get it ready before we take it down, you know, to actually have the work done, so. And we'll spread it out so they're both not down at the same time, so.
And the last time we met, it was brought up that the 2025 vehicles, there wasn't gonna be any money because of the capital expenditures
Yeah.
somewhere else, and the council members said they were gonna look into it. Did we hear anything about that?
Yes, so they did, and there's very good news and forward progress being made on that. So I obtained, for Jen at her request, I say I, but Sarah and I, and we obtained quotes for everything involved in the purchase of the vehicles, including equipment and outfitting. And that's been forwarded to Jennifer so that we can figure this out, but it appears to be, something we're gonna definitely be able to do.
How many vehicles?
4 is my understanding.
Wow, that's a big turnaround from last meeting then, huh?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, so, I mean, they obviously jumped on it right away, when we had that discussion and, figured out some different possibilities, to make that happen. And, yeah, so it looks very positive.
Wonderful.
And if we do it, we should be able to do it early in the year, so we're not, you know, going the whole year like this year, you know, waiting. Because things don't appear to be getting any better out there in the industry as far as getting things done and done quick, so. Seems to be a lot of struggles out there still.
Okay, very good, that's good news.
So, that is good news.
Okay, we should be to number 8.
Yeah, so for the monthly activity, November calls for service, 663. Traffic stops for November, 203. Warnings, 174 warnings for November. 94 citations for November. For the law incidents, we had 468. The arrest analysis for November is at 15. The offense analysis is at 17. Ordinance activity for November on the ordinance warnings, we have 18. And for ordinance citations, 35 for the month of November.
And you talked about the ice festival.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was on the
That's
activity.
okay, and then didn't do anything on Lexipol this month.
No, we did not. We're going to definitely have to hit this in January. Again, nothing, this is nothing, no legal updates, nothing pressing, nothing that really affects any day-to-day operations. It's all just, you know.
It was the fire department's turn, they got
Yeah.
bombarded.
So, but we will have some for January, and it's gonna all just be cosmetic stuff, most likely, that, you know, nothing, again, no legal updates that I'm aware of.
So for other, on behalf of the Board of Safety, I'd like to compliment the Cedar Lake FOP for their continuing effort with the Shop with the Cops. I think that's, I saw the pictures, I think that's great. In talking with Carl today, I asked him why he didn't have his Santa Claus uniform on, and he came up with a quick answer. He said it was in the cleaners, but, I just think it's, with all the pictures that was posted, we're all complimenting you on doing that. It's pretty cool. Keep up the good work.
Job well done.
It looked quite impressive with all of the cars in front of it, except for one of them that was an off color, so, they was all white besides that. So, but good job, guys, it's really nice. Fire department.
Right now, I don't have anything under communications other than, the holidays coming up. And, the Facebook site that, the Board of Safety asked me to manage for the fire department is up and running. I haven't had a lot of time to add some data yet. If you guys noticed, it's the site that has the 2 ladder trucks and ambulance. That's the official site that Chief Monitor and I will be posting on, and also our PR guy, Mark Byers, helping us with that. So you'll see anything official that comes from the fire department will be on that site. The Professional Firefighters Union, it states that they do not represent the town of Cedar Lake. They represent only the union firefighters. It's right in their disclaimer. Mary Joan asked me to make sure that was spelled out in there, and I did, and they did. So their site is not the official site of the fire department. So any official information coming out will be coming through that site that's going to be used on Facebook. If Board of Safety members would like something posted, please just text it to me, and we'd be glad to put it on behalf of the Board of Safety as well. That's it under communications, sir.
So we should be at the 12?
The expended finances and purchase requests. As you guys see, we reached a milestone. They're actually vertical instead of horizontal, and hopefully you guys can read those. Thank you very much.
Well, I talked there, I says, now are you guys sure you gotta get this way now? If not, speak up, and
I
Next month, I'm gonna do it the other way.
I'm not getting my next one.
We don't want you to get spoiled, so.
Yes.
I really appreciate you getting that taken care of. It was kind of a goofy thing, so.
Yeah.
You have those finances in front of you. If you have any questions, this is the time to ask, please.
I have a question, Todd.
Yes.
Chief. We bought 15 large T-shirts, but the line above it just says invoice for shirts for station. How many shirts was that?
That's for the full-timers. That's the year-end shirts that we buy for our full-timers.
How many was it though? Do you know?
I don't remember off the top of my head. No, probably 20 or 30. I don't know.
Okay.
Those are duty shirts, T-shirts.
Thank you.
Okay.
any questions, on the list in front of you? Anybody? Motion passed.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little?
Yes.
Mr. Navy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Norm Smith?
Yes. Thank you. Number 13.
As far as the expenditure reports and grants together, as you can see, the expenditure report, we're running under budget this year when it comes to all the line items. We are obviously over on overtime, but overall the budget is under. As far as grants concerned, we did receive a $5,000 grant from NIPSCO for our outreach program for smoke detectors and CO alarms. I'd like to ask the police officers' help with this. When you guys are in somebody's house and we're not there, if you notice they don't have a smoke detector or a CO detector and they need one, just let us know. And we'll either deliver it or I'll give them to you and you can deliver it. It's up to you. I just really would like to see. In fact, if we get enough of them, putting them in the trunk of some squad cars would probably be a good thing to do as well. so that we blanket this town. Too many times we see, going to calls and there's houses that don't have CO and smoke detectors.
Can you do the social media?
We will, once we get we're gonna do it as soon as the grant comes through. Mark Byer, our PR guy who handles the, fire prevention stuff for us, has been working directly with Jennifer on the, delivery of that money and when. So they've been having dialogue, so she's very well aware when it hits, it's gonna go into the non-reverting fund, and we'll keep track of how much it's being spent on, those types of materials. Also some, other materials for fire prevention as well will come out of that, like, kid stuff, things like that. But overall, that was a grant for air packs, I got air packs under my, CO detectors and smoke detectors. So I'll work with Carl, and maybe we can get a handful of them, pass them out to the PD units. And I think, there are a lot of times inside of houses when we're not there for other stuff, and if they see or they notice, they could, on the town's behalf, not just the fire department, they could issue one, as long as they're okay with it.
Okay, is that all for 13?
That's all for 13, sir, yep.
Okay, staffing, we talked about this, for, Sam Murillo. We had, talked about hiring him in a part-time capacity with the stipulations that
He gets, his, Illinois cert switched over, and once he does that, the recommendation would be to hire him full-time, to hold that 16th position, for the fire department, and we would at that time be at full staffing, as far as what's allotted for the department at 16, but we'll still be down one. We have one out with us that just had surgery. So we'll still be short a person, but if we could get that higher and get the paperwork switched over from Illinois to Indiana, the will of the board tonight was in a conversation to at least start the process on him, get him in as a part-timer.
correct,
And then once that paperwork goes through,
and then
we can make the recommendation as a board to hire him full-time.
yeah. Can, motion to,
I'll do one more.
pardon?
I got Zimmerman.
Zimmerman as a volunteer as well.
We're doing one at a time, right?
We'll
We
do,
only have one mind.
no, we got two, don't we?
Yeah, we have 2 lines.
Well, you have
You
a
gotta put two
full-time and then you have a volunteer.
Well,
Sorry.
could we group both of them as the volunteers then? We talked, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we'll do, a little first as the part-time,
Sam Larillo is full-time.
part-time right now, until he gets his certification.
Switch over to Indiana.
A meeting in January, February will recommend him
Yes.
full-time.
Okay, I'll make the motion to, offer, Samuel Larillo a part-time position with the fire department,
With the stipulation,
that his certification from Illinois gets transferred to Indiana, and then he will then be, promoted to full-time position.
I'll second that.
roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little?
Yes.
Mr. Nagy?
Yep.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners. That, will help us get up to 5 per shift with a part-timer per shift, except for one shift. So there'll be 2 part-timers on one shift and 5 per. That's gonna help us, we're still way behind the average, but plus we're gonna be actually covered for a guy that's
We're
gonna be
moving
off.
along.
He's gonna be off for 4 months. Yeah, we are moving along. I really appreciate it.
As far as Sam Larillo goes, you were saying that it shouldn't take too long for that transfer certification.
No, we should know something within the next week or so.
Okay, very good.
I did reach out to the state and,
In our January meeting, we might be able to go down.
I would think by January we'll definitely know. I'm hoping by the end of the week we'll know.
Okay, so for, part-time, volunteer position, Patrick Malley?
Maley,
Michael.
I'm sorry, Michael Maley.
Michael Patrick Maley
Yes.
and Brandon A. Zimmerman to be put to the position of volunteer. Have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I will second.
Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little?
Yes.
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you again, and also we will be able to hopefully get them signed up immediately for the academy in January.
Good.
So
At least we're closer this
We'll
time.
kiss them goodbye for a few months, let them get through the academy, and then just like the police, come back and start getting them on the street. Once again, strong work by our Board of Safety and my personnel.
Well, on the one person, hopefully we'll gain a
Yeah,
full-time person.
we'll get a full-time person, and we can get, my firefighter that's down with, had surgery on his, on the lower body surgery. We get him back in a short amount of time, hopefully, and we'll have the 16 we were slotted for. Not that we're close to being a national average, but
We're moving along.
We're making progress, yes. and I-
Definitely better than it was.
I am grateful for that.
Okay, number 15, training report.
That'll be on Chief Bob.
Board, within your packet, you'll find the report. Total of training hours for November is 498, breakdown by category and hours. Should be noted, a bulk of the hours were about 200 were put towards firefighter survival trailer that we'd like to do annually. Otherwise, all the other hours were just normal day-to-day shift trainings.
Did we do the trailer twice this year, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. No, it was at the end of the year last year, too.
We're gonna attempt to do it twice, but they scheduling won't allow.
And all with training.
Yes.
Our equipment, 16.
The ambulance 1261 is back in service. I understand Norm Larry went up to J&M and got to see their operation. And
We was impressed.
those guys got that rig back in service pretty quickly. Had a few minor little glitches while we break it in, nothing major. The Board of Safety, the council has directed us to service the fuel system on the newest rig immediately, again. As you can see, that both of them, I sent out in a email that both of those ambulances, those Fords, were serviced twice a year since we got them, as far as filters and everything that needs for the fuel system. Nope,
On the newest ambulance,
it's a 21, yeah.
is there a module or whatever that we can put on there like they did on the last one that would alleviate that grenading? Is there something that we can do to prevent the newest ambulance?
update kit that he was just talking about.
Yeah, that was the update that I mentioned.
So
It's gonna eliminate that. They did that on 1261, the one that they just
correct.
fixed, and they're gonna do the same on 62, but we're trying to get it scheduled in as soon as possible. We don't have it in the budget to do it this year, but J&M, if they did it yet this year, we wouldn't be billed for it till next year anyways, so.
Well, it's something that we're all, it was an expensive lesson, but we're all
Well,
aware of that.
The council has directed it to be done, so it's going to get done. In fact, I think, he just got an estimate here, yesterday, or Friday, or today, okay. It's somewhere around, what was it, Nick?
Around 2,000.
Yeah, about $2,000 to do it, so hopefully that eliminates a problem in the future of that happening.
It's supposed to.
Yeah. Wish we would've known that, but, that's back in service. We had a couple things with the ladder truck, a few leaks that we've taken care of. Our engine 1212, the township trustee, or the township's engine, had a breakdown on a fire out on 129th in front of Austin's. Found a bunch of electrical issues behind panels and attached to the modulars. So the township trustee is helping us with those costs, and has always helped us with those costs. Kevin's been real good about making sure he helps us take care of that truck and the tanker, not to mention other purchases for the township, so we're happy with our partnership with him. As far as any other equipment, I think that's it right now. We haven't had too many things.
Okay,
catastrophic. I'm not-
17,
no.
monthly activity?
The monthly activity reports. You got them in front of you, Nick? You do, if you do, go ahead. While I try to.
So breakdown for November as attached within your guys' packet, you'll notice 153 total incidents, 105 of which were EMS, 36 fire-related, and 12 accidents. Also breakdown incidents by area, 117 within town boundaries, 16 in unincorporated Hanover Township, and 20 for mutual aid. As noted, monthly, the overlapping incidents is up to 41%. Then also within the report is your breakdown incidents time of day and by the day of the week. And behind that is the actual nature of the incident.
Yeah, it's busy, I see it.
We didn't have anything on Lexipol this month.
We're up pretty close to being, we're updated. I do have one thing about Lexipol is the cost. The cost of Lexipol is going up, again, and it's just, I think we're to the point where we're spending a lot of money for this program that's doing nothing but telling us to change ifs and ands and buts, you know, at times. And, you know, one section of it was for, we found out we were paying for a grant, information on grants, which we get anyways. So we cut that out of it to save some money. But I don't, you know, we have 180 or 160 policies. We have 80-some procedures, 70-some procedures. And this thing is costing the town $25,000 a year.
Well, can I ask you,
Is that just for the fire side or for both?
Both. Yeah, it's both of us.
the 9412 that was on here for Lexipol subscription dues, so that's just for fire?
Yeah,
And
Larry.
then police is another
Yeah,
9412?
it's
It is.
like 10 grand, you know, roughly 10 grand a piece, yeah, and I wholeheartedly agree with the chief here. You know, in the beginning, you know, yeah, okay, you know, we rewrote the whole book, I guess, so to speak, more or less. Legal updates come out once a year. I see a lot of the same thing the chief just described. We're changing words, this, their, but, him, his, her, whatever. And what I see a lot of is well, obviously this company has to do something, right, to get their 10 grand. So, you know, I see if they update this stuff for agencies in Chicago and California and New York, well, guess what we get? And for us, that's just nonsense.
Doesn't pertain.
So it's.
So is it kind of both of yours recommendation that, we don't, renew Lexipol?
It's a big pill to swallow for $10,000.
I know they do a lot of and/or is.
Yeah. I think you know, we own what we have. It's put us in a pretty good place. And I think we could maintain it on our own personally. That's my feeling.
Do you have staff to help you with that though, or?
That's the other thing, we're paying $10,000 for this, but you have to have somebody in-house to do all the in-house work. You know, go through the documents that they send. I mean, Sarah is putting in all kinds of time on it herself. Then we do our part, you know, reviewing policies, then you folks get involved. So, you know, it's not, you know, it's just not really as streamlined as it may sound. You know, Sarah or whoever you have inside doing this work has to actually still do a lot of work.
Todd, do you have help
Well,
to do that, or?
we have a lot of basic policies that we needed. And short of just creating new policies for incidents that pop up to where, hey, it would've been good if we had a policy on that, we've got the format for it. If we run into a situation where we need to build a policy, we already have the format, we have the program itself to be able to plug it into, and everything's done in a PDF file or a Word document to where, you know, once we add a new one or build a new one or just subtract one if needed, can all be sent to you guys in a PDF file anyways, or obviously printed out.
Do they offer a lesser subscription?
They don't, and we asked them about that, and we did cut a little bit of fat out of it with that grant thing, that we had no idea that we were even paying for. And I had them cut that immediately because these are grants that our department would never, ever qualify for. And like Chief Birmingham said, it was, you know, if the city of Chicago would qualify for it, or Los Angeles, or New York, but not our department.
So if it was dropped, we could put it on a 1 year, say, a year later, we found out that maybe we do need it, we could always go back.
I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, they surely want our.
They're not gonna turn our money down.
No, and I sure see you saving.
So, I guess it's both of your recommendations that we do away with flexible.
I think, in my opinion, is that I think you guys are spending a lot of money, a lot of time on policies that were just changing if, ands, and buts, he's and she's, and then, you know, when was the last time you actually saw a brand new policy that we needed to approve? It's been a while.
And we've had to modify,
Yeah, and we've had to modify them
especially
to
with
meet
the
our
police.
departments, absolutely. So I think we can keep an eye on the legal stuff. That's not a problem because the standards come to us all the time, both fire and police. And if it needs to be updated in our policy, it's pretty easy in a Word document
I
to
feel like,
update it.
I feel like in my time on this board so far, a lot of the ones I've seen come through, both of you have said, there was no need for this policy even to exist at this department at this point, so.
Mark, the convenience of having it at your fingertips for the firefighters and the police officers to be able to pull up the policy
On your phone,
can be done in an email
way too small for me.
or on their desktop. If they, you know, it's nice to have the
Yeah.
tracking device of
Yeah.
who looked at them and who approved them and this and that. But we can do that with our own
We used to.
spreadsheets. We used to, yeah.
Yeah,
so board, do you agree with, both
yeah,
chiefs?
Oh, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
Can I ask Dave a question?
absolutely.
Go right ahead.
David, it says the contract is from 1/1/25. Can we cancel this?
We just got the renewal. We didn't pay the renewal yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can we, or does town council?
You can renew it. You
Pardon?
can renew it, or you can just decline it.
We can,
You can.
okay.
Takes two to dance.
So, we need to amend the agenda. Can I have
I make a motion to amend the agenda for the purposes of Lexipol.
second?
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
And what are we doing with we're gonna terminate our
Terminating
Lexipol?
it.
That's the motion, terminate the Lexipol policy.
No,
Well, we're amending
we're
the agenda
amending the
now.
agenda.
Oh, and then we're gonna do that, okay.
Yes.
The subscription, let's call it that.
Yes. Roll call vote, please.
Yeah.
Ms. Littles?
Yes,
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes,
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes. Now we need a motion to terminate the Lexipol policy with the police.
Subscription, right.
Subscription with the police and fire department.
I'll do that.
Second?
I'll do that.
Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Littles?
Yes,
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
no,
Mr. Caper?
Yes.
Mr. Stick?
Yes. Done.
Thank you. Couple other things under my report, Moto and ice is getting ready to start here as long as we have ice. I'm going to be sending you guys a document that looks something like this, so, look for it on your email, and I'll also make copy of you, this is our event emergency action plan that our Marine unit guys and our chief management team put together for that program, that plan. It's important that we have a plan. What we do is we include item DNR with that program, and also a copy of it will go to the police department as well, as far as how we operate if something happens when there's a catastrophic event there.
Do we get a direct compensation back from them?
We do. It goes to the fire department, well, it goes back to general fund, and then Jennifer makes sure it gets into our payroll, so it covers the extra people. And we've done that for the last, well, we didn't do it last year because we didn't have ice, but we've done it ever since, Larry. She has always made sure we got compensation, so. There'll be 2 people. We stage our one trailer down here. The rescue truck will sit up once in a while. There'll be some other dive guys like to hang out and watch too. There's a little hang around, but they're paying for ambulance and they're paying for 2 people.
If they get ice.
If they get ice, at 1263, the Chevy is the one that will be down here. Just to let you know. If a catastrophic event happens, obviously we all respond, but that ambulance is there for stripping it down to treat people immediately, and then support from the firehouses will come in, so. But I'll get you guys a copy so you can see the organization that these guys put into this, by the Marine unit. That's all these guys, they did all this work, and they're good at it, and they've done it for years, so, I'll make sure you have a copy of that in a email, and also a hard copy. And then, the fire department is also doing a shop with firefighters as well. They're coming in. I think they're doing it here, this week or so, or a few days, I can't remember. We don't want to steal all the police officers' thunder, but we kind of, over the years, we've copycatted them. These kids do appreciate it as well. I commend the police officers. That was a great thing that they do every year. And, obviously the donors that help them do that, that's a great thing. The union guys from Local 5141 will be handling that. And I think they're going to Myers as well, I'm not sure.
Well,
But it's coming up.
I'll tell you the same thing, it's a ditto from what I told the police department. And is your Santa suit in the cleaners also?
No.
No.
I don't want to compare Carl's suit to my suit.
Well, that was very good, he gets an A on that one, and he came up with it real quick too.
The last thing, is fire inspections. We finally, we have 2 fire inspectors that made it through class. Myself and Chief Monger went out in the last couple of weeks and started hitting businesses again. We try to hit the bars and restaurants, the ones that have, to start back up again, they have they'll have the most fire issues usually out of the businesses. Nick concentrated on the east side, and I went down the 41 corridor, and we took those guys with us to get some training, get some education on it. And we also, with our newest paramedic firefighter, who's also an inspector, we're gonna have him hit the streets and inspect businesses as well. Overall, and the businesses haven't been inspected in a few years because of COVID, for one, and for 2, we lost our inspector, who was my dad for the longest time, and we just didn't have the staffing to do it for a while, certified staffing. So now we do, and we're gonna be hitting, like I said, we always hit the bars and restaurants first, as much as we can, to get them out, because they have kitchen fires, and typically
It's the biggest potential.
it's the biggest potential in it. And then we'll start spreading out here. Overall, the businesses that we visited, very minor stuff. I was very impressed to hear back that very small issues that were pretty much taken care of almost immediately. So we got no issues moving forward with the businesses that we inspected.
So Danny all got squared around and his paperwork came through? and
Everything's
everything?
done. He started his shift yesterday.
Good.
Hopefully, as we gotta get him acclimated with other stuff first, but we'll get him in the groove as well, get him out there doing his sections too, so.
Good.
And we usually get some complaints about the inspector.
I was just gonna ask you that, how that went over.
We did not, we didn't, because there was, it typically, if it's one person doing it, you can just figure who it was, but there was 4 of us out there doing it, and I figured somebody would get rubbed wrong or something, you know. But overall, it was nice to talk to some folks and, get back in the saddle on doing it. We didn't hear any, I don't know if you guys did, but we didn't hear any official complaints, so. You will hear some, I'm sure.
Well, it's
Usually the
great.
local florist guy, he
Yeah, I heard the
kinda
florist
gives me a bunch of
phone.
grief, but.
It's kinda great, especially when they have grease hoods, but you guys, you
Yeah.
can get something
Yeah.
small that could really,
And we have some very old buildings that are grandfathered into, you know, fire code stuff, and then it's not necessary for them to do stuff, certain stuff, but we always make recommendations at least and say, hey, you know, you really need to do this, even though you're grandfathered, but really, you know, so, but overall,
nothing's more
Nothing's-
devastating than a fire.
nothing is pressing, nothing is, you know, catastrophic at all, so.
That's good.
We're out there. The new building update, just to give it to you real quick, as you can see, things are pretty close to being almost 100% done. I guess we're supposed to have a walkthrough here pretty soon to hit all the little points that we may have problems with. Core asked us to meet with the Gary Fire Department guys last Friday. I was off sick. Chief Monger met with them and they did a tour of our station. They really liked it because they're considering building a station with and using Core as well. I don't know, did they look through the police station at all? No. But they looked through the fire station and they were happy with what they see. So. And if you hear a rumor out there that the fire department owns 2 jet skis, that's not true. We did have a gentleman a few weeks ago on a weekend come in and drop 2 jet skis off and said, I'd like to donate these to the department, got us all the paperwork, titles and everything with it, and left. And I've been trying to get the hold of this guy because we don't want them, we don't need them. They're older, so we stuck them in the building just so they weren't sitting outside. And I have no idea what we're gonna do with them, but I have not accepted any jet skis, so if there's rumors out there, no, we don't own jet skis. And hopefully if this guy, if you get a hold of this guy finally, I guess he lived in Cedar Lake or used Cedar Lake a lot, swung by on the weekend, of course my duty crew didn't really know what to do. It was like, oh, yeah, we'll get it to the chief, and so they're, like I said, they're older, I think they do run, we weren't gonna mess with them, so I don't see us being able to use jet skis.
It would be a bag of worms.
We had 2 of them about 15, 20 years ago, and it was definitely what it was a bag of worms. We got out on the lake and guys went a little goofy and it wasn't a good idea. So, no, we don't own them. Yes, they're at the station. Yes, I'm trying to get them back out to the guy that owns them.
Well, that would be a good rumor, so I'm glad you cleared that
Yeah,
up.
and if we can't get a hold of them, you know, I'm gonna ask the police department to impound them and as a, you know.
Pass them on.
Huh?
Pass them on.
We're gonna pass them on to the cops, maybe they wanna drive them, I don't know, you guys might have more fun with them. We don't have the staffing or the time or I have the nerves to have my guys on jet skis, because it's crazy enough. Commissioners, that's my report for the night, thank you.
Okay, great, and like I said, not to undershadow with your shop with the firefighters,
Yeah,
good job.
thank you. That's all my guys, they
Yes.
do all of that, yep, it's not me.
Okay, and then we want to go to Mr. Austin, number 20.
There are no legal reports today.
You guys mail legal ones?
There was some activity on the emergency operations, whatever. Did you get copied on all that?
Which one?
Your your office sent the questionnaire as far as, that the police department had some documents as far as the operations plan, and that was like 2 years
As I
ago.
reported last month, I'll report again this month. In fact, I would hope you'll take this item off your agenda. It's in the hands right now of the town manager. I've talked to him in the last couple of weeks about it, developing a review process for that. I think it's after the first of the year for the safety board item. But,
So you wanna take this off the agenda?
well, unless you want to keep telling the world that somebody delivered something to me on March 23rd of last year,
Yeah.
the answer would be yes.
Cheryl, and,
Just
okay, thank you. There's no liaisons here. We got the building update. So we'll go to, public comment. Public comment twice. Public comment 3 times. Since this is the last meeting for this year for Board of Safety, on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to wish everybody season greetings and a prosperous next new year. So with that being said, I declare this meeting adjourned. I don't think we're gonna agree.